Firehawk, this is Predator standing by for extraction. I mark, you identify, over.
There is no glamour or mystery about preparing for war. For SEALs, it's a work ethic. Platoon life is built around maintaining a high state of readiness. The SEALs know that the winners in wartime are the ones most prepared to react.
They know we're a pretty high-speed bunch, and we're at risk a lot. We go in harm's way a lot. Hell, our daily routine is harm's way, for that matter. When you're practicing, when you're training, some people crowd the lower end of the margins. They stay down to 25, 30%. I think we ought to be training up here 90 to 100%, really hanging it out as far as we can hang it out without getting it cut off, so to speak. Because when you go into combat, it goes to 150% straight away, and you can't really train for that. You can only train close to it.
Every military unit is rated for its strategic value to the overall battlefield strategy. One advantage for SEAL units is their proficiency in reaching a destination quickly and undetected. SEAL teams employ a wide selection of different weapons designed to maximize their value of mobility and small size. This is the Desert Patrol Vehicle, or DPV, used for traveling long distances on the ground. Designed to be airlifted to a forward staging area and then driven to its target, the DPV carries heavy weapons and drives with the speed and durability of a Baja racing car. The cars carry a crew of 3 men each, and in the side basket, either a passenger or extra fuel bladders to increase range. These special fuel bladders, along with the racing tires, are self-sealing and can withstand a direct hit by a .50 caliber round without deflating or exploding. With an extended range of 600 miles on the ground, the Desert Patrol vehicles can remain camouflaged and hidden deep inside enemy territory to report back on enemy troop movements or provide fire support for raids on small fixed targets.
What we try to do is drive the car as easy as we possibly can, getting to the target and from the target. So if something happens and we do have to use the full extent of the car's capabilities, then we have a lot of car left over. If we were to drive it hard and to, wide open everywhere we went, and we'd use up the car before we got to the target, and there's a chance we may not be able to get back. So we just cruise as easy as we possibly can, making good time, of course, but when it comes time to put the hammer down, we got a fresh car, we can go like hell. What we have here is the passenger seat, or the navigator seat as we call it, and he has his choice of weapons he can take with him depending on the mission. This here is a Mark 19, which is a 40mm grenade launcher, and we normally carry about 200 rounds for the lower gun here when we're using a Mark 19. The top weapon here is a .50 cal machine gun. This weapon here shoots a .50 caliber bullet, and that's more of our long-range weapon. And that one will really reach out there and touch them. And as you can see, we have a lot of firepower, much more than just 10 or 15 SEALs can carry in. When you start talking .50 cal Mark 19, you're laying down a lot of firepower.
Cease fire!
And it's pretty impressive when you see these guns go off on this thing.
Traveling over the water's surface remains the most efficient and effective maritime method to take SEALs to and from their target. These high-speed boats, called HSBs, are one of several different-sized vessels operated by the SEALs' special boat units. The HSB carries a crew of 3 and can carry a SEAL squad and their equipment long distances at sustained speeds of 70 miles per hour. Powerful open-water racing boats, they can be transported by ship or plane closer to the target, increasing operational range. As SEAL teams move through water, the problems of dehydration, cold, underwater navigation, and avoiding detection multiply in difficulty as the distances increase. Swimming to and from a target becomes a mixture of planning, attitude, physical conditioning, and luck. The submarine is essential for getting SEALs to destinations throughout the world. These submarines are equipped to carry the dry deck shelter, a special underwater housing attached to the hull. The DDS contains the SEAL's Zodiac rafts, or their larger mini-submarines known as swimmer delivery vehicles, or SDVs. Launching SEALs from a submarine, commonly referred to as locking out, is a time-consuming and complex undertaking. A difficult task under good conditions, performing this job at night and in cold water requires an emotional patience beyond the ordinary.
In the North Atlantic, for example, it's freezing cold. You're making the transition from a very cold, wet environment to a dry, cold environment. That in and of itself can take your life in a very short period of time. Should your suit become penetrated or your gear gets wet, you can't stay dry, you're in trouble. You're in real serious trouble.
Launching a swimmer delivery vehicle to the target could require SEALs to remain underwater for hours. Every drop in degree of water temperature corresponds to a rise in degree of difficulty for survival. Wearing bulky dry suits and 50 pounds of extra insulation affects every movement. Simple communication between teammates becomes difficult. Of all the SEAL weapons and tactics, the SDV is the hardest for enemies to defend against. Top secret as to its technical capabilities, this mini-submarine can carry explosives into a harbor or inland waterway, positioning them to be detonated at any given time. Despite the demands of SDV operations, the swimmer delivery vehicle remains the most important and potent offensive capability the SEALs have.